So, this is a piece I've been working on for some time. It's work in progress, really, and it involves 3D scanned material from two different sources, really, which have been merged into an environment with a bunch of sculptures installed. What you see here is LiDAR scanned environment from Nottingham, from a project they're working on there called Nottingham Caves Survey. It's a project I've been interested in for a while. They're scanning a bunch of caves underneath the city, and after a while I decided to start using this space in my own work. So I've been we'll go inside here. So I will take you on a little guided tour. This is, as you see, not something static. It's not a video or so, but it's an environment which we can navigate through using these input devices. And it's intended to be presented using a stereoscopic or a 3D display, such as this 3D TV or a three-dimensional projection system, in which case you obviously need these 3D glasses, but it doesn't really make a lot of sense using them now, as we're capturing this with a two-dimensional camera. But anyway, it's a stereoscopic experience, or intended to be, and this is, I think, the closest I can come to showing you what it looks like at a distance. Right now we're heading down a flight of stairs, and here we are in the underground. This is one of, I think it's almost 500 different cave systems that are part of this project, and it appears that there are almost infinite systems like this under the city of Nottingham, which is built on some sort of limestone rock, which I guess is easy to dig through. Now here we go. So this is my addition to the environment. This was not actually here when the environment was scanned. Rather, it's a sculpture I've been working with from a 3D scanned module. So this here is the starting point for this sculpture. It's a concrete module which I've scanned and then looped and repeated in a fashion a little bit similar to how sound can be looped and repeated and extended. And what I've done then is create a spline through a path through the space, and which I've clad with. I've let the 3D scanned module deform according to the spline through the space and repeat itself. After which I've integrated the two. And the spline was actually constructed in this very space, but at that time I was using a virtual reality headset, so using these input devices, I made the path in this very space. So using this VR head-mounted display, you see the environment anywhere you look. It's basically a 3D head-mounted display. So here we are. So the title here is sections of infinite upward and downward spirals, and this here, what we see, is one of the sections really, and it's coming up through the floor and exiting through the roof. So it's basically a little section of an imagined whole. It's a little bit difficult to navigate using this display when it's in two-dimensional mode, because you don't get the same perception of depth, of course, as when it's in 3D mode, which I usually use. So here we are. I thought we would take a look at another part of the same. This is, as I mentioned, work in progress. My idea is that I will connect 3, 4, or 5 separate cave systems and use as the site for this project. And this is another part which hasn't it's the white balancing is a little bit off, but yes, you will have to use a little bit of imagination. This one is also not as high resolution. You can see that the points which make up the LiDAR scan are quite sparse in this one, and I would eventually be using the raw material, of course, which is 10, maybe 15 times as dense as this one here. So here's another part. Mm-hmm. And that's it for the moment. Thanks for looking.